Coach, you had said after the Sacred Heart game that you wished you guys, I believe it was grade A chances, but didn't make their goaltender make grade A saves. Do you feel like you had enough of those type of chances tonight where you really made their goaltender, make quality saves as opposed to just having to kick it away? Or
I thought we did a lot better job of that in the second half of the game, but I would like to see still more as a whole.
What is the status on Yuha and Gardner?
I don't know with you. I mean, it happened at the end of the game. I don't think we're going to see Gardner tomorrow.
you said that you thought the second half of the game was much better. What do you think changed? I mean, I felt like the second part of the second period was better, and then the third as well. But it seemed like they definitely had an edge on you guys in the first half of the second period.
I think they're better. I think they play a tremendous game. They really do. I mean, that coaching staff is a grade A. They are. They're tremendous, and their team plays like it. They're a disciplined team. They don't give you much. They play very well, but they don't give you much. And to me, I think we took another stupid penalty that set the tone early. I think we messed up on a controlled forecheck that turned out to be an easy goal because of a simple mistake. And I think that they're a very good team, so they took advantage of that. But at the same time, I think as a whole, they played a much better all-around game, and it's great. I mean, this is a tremendous scheduling advantage for us, or opportunity, not advantage, opportunity for us to play a team like UMass Lowell was in the Frozen Four last year, and we know why. To really understand it, and trust me, it's going to get tougher. In the Big Ten, it's going to get tougher. So this is a tremendous scheduling opportunity to see what it takes to be a team like that goes to the Frozen Four, and I think we got a bit of a lesson.
Coach, what about Scott's play tonight? He let up obviously a lot of rebounds that led to a couple goal scoring opportunities. How would you assess his play?
I don't think he's going to say it's his best game, but by no means did we lose the game because of Matt Scott. We didn't score a lot of goals, right? I mean, he was going to have to be pretty darn good to win the game with the amount of goals we scored tonight. So he certainly wasn't the reason that we lost. That's for sure.
Coach, you guys got 37 shots. How do you think maybe you can build on that for tomorrow night?
I think it was a positive, like I said, for the last half of the game. So I thought we did a much better job of creating some. And I don't think, even though we had, I believe it was 10 on the board and then 9, I think after the first period, what we saw. But even though we had 9 or 10 shots in the first, I didn't feel great about them. Like I never felt like we put them on their heels and caused us to gain momentum because of what we're doing, whereas I did in the second half. So can we build off that a little bit? I think we did a much better job of generating some chances. I don't know if I call them all grade A, but I think we did a better job of generating chances and thus momentum.
To kind of go off of that, it seemed like a lot of the shots that you got, they were forcing you kind of outside of the dots a lot of the time.
I thought that they did a really good job. I sort of noticed it the other way, that they did a really good job of keeping us outside even after we shot. Like I thought he let out some rebounds too, but we didn't get them. Like they did a really good job of protecting the house after that. And so maybe we're saying the same thing in a different way, but you have to give them credit as a team, and that's not just the defensemen. I thought their forwards came back and helped in that regard as well.
Coach, maybe if you don't let up that goal in the opening 2 minutes, they played a better game, but they didn't necessarily outplay you in the sense that they spent the entire game in your defensive zone. I mean, is there a feeling that there's some good that you can take away from this based on the fact that they weren't scoring at will per se?
Well, the way I look at it is that was sort of a gimme. I mean, it was a 1-on-4 actually, and turned it into a 1-on-2 in the corner, and the puck rotated behind that, and it should have been a 1-on-1, and they won that race and threw it out in front to no one. So I mean, yeah, give them credit. They worked. Certainly, the first forechecker worked very hard for it, but a good team doesn't give that up. I mein, when it's a 1-on-4, you can't turn a 1-on-4 into a wide open chance. So I felt like that's what I mean about they're an excellent team. They're not giving us that. They're not. We had a couple power plays, but they didn't. None of them, I don't think, for my mind, was like someone did something stupid. They are a much better team right now, and this is a good lesson.
Coach, that Kenny Brooks hit happened right in front of you, and I mean, you had a pretty good view of it. What did you see, and what was the dialogue with the referee after? He seemed pretty animated.
I saw a great hit. I saw his shoulder down. I didn't see anything that could be called a penalty. That's what I saw.
I think it maybe had to do with that player yet being a lot smaller than him.
I don't know what it has to do. I mean, it's once again, I don't want to turn this into talk about that, but I'm not the only guy really frustrated right now. I mean, it just, I don't know. I'm not so sure. So I just asked him what Kenny could have done differently, because I thought it was an excellent hit, and that's twice for Kenny Brooks now. Actually, he's one of the, he is definitely a guy that really works hard at hitting technique. Like, he works really hard at it, and he doesn't just go running around hitting guys. He's very selective, and he's had two now that I would put in a playbook on how to hit. So I just feel, I just asked what he possibly could have done differently, that's all.
Coach, was it something the goalie was doing tonight, or was it something that your team was doing tonight that you couldn't get pucks behind?
I think it was something their team did. I mean, I thought he played well. Obviously, he got a shutout, but I thought that they played a really good team game, as Ben was talking about. I think they did do a pretty good job of keeping us to the outside, but I also thought they did an excellent job of when there were shots that we didn't get a lot of like pizzas in front of net. I mean, they did a really good job after that. So yes, credit their goalie, but I actually to me, this was a great team effort on their part to get a shutout. I think they all deserve a bit of that shutout.
Was this kind of a contrast in how to protect the area right in front of the net of what they did versus what you guys did?
We're going to talk to the team tomorrow. If you want to come in and say that to them, I'd be grateful.
Coach, have you thought about which goalies tomorrow night?
Yep, I'd like to have a brief discussion with the rest of the coaches. But I think we'll, yeah.
Couple more.
Heading into tomorrow night now, what do you want to see your team do differently to get in the win column?
Play together, like that's what I really want to see, and play towards the objectives that we talk about. And I honestly feel that we've got guys that are hungry to take advantage of such a great opportunity in terms of what's going to make them get noticed. But to do the little things consistently that it really takes to be a great team, such as Lowell might have done, I don't think we're doing that right now. I think Tommy Olczyk is tremendous right now. I think he's tremendous. I think he, it's hard because I didn't watch them as close, but I truly thought he might have been the best player on the ice tonight. And it's a lot of things that the teammates see, the coaches see, you guys probably see it. It's nothing that you're going to read here. And if you can get guys, if you get everybody doing that, like, trust me, you're going to do well. You might even get to the Frozen Four like Lowell. That's what I'd love to see. It's not easy. I mean, that's what's coaching a team's all about, and it's not easy. But that's what I'd love to see. At least I'd like to see us move a lot more towards that.
What do you think your guys have taken away from a team like Lowell? I mean, they must have learned a lot in the ice tonight.
I hope so. I don't know. You're gonna have to ask them. I know what I know what, if I was a player, I know what I'd learned. But it's different. You can't forget what it's like to be a player. I mean, players look at things a lot differently, and we have the luxury of watching thousands of hours of tape and learning, and you understand the patterns of what makes teams successful. But it's very difficult to learn that as a player, and players think differently. And it's, I guess, that our job as coaches to really present that in a way that everybody buys in and understands it. It sounds easy. It's not. Trust me, I was still playing at 27, and I didn't have a clue what coaching was about at 27. So we have some work.
Take one more.
Guy, last year, well, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but last year with the games against Michigan State and Wisconsin, you might even throw Union in there, where a team sort of, you were able to play well but still not score, and unlike Union, you guys were able to beat the Big Ten opponents the night after. Did this game have that kind of feel where you just couldn't figure it out, and then you just needed a fresh new game just to kind of get back into it, and then, I don't know, just sort of, is there a similarity?
Is there a similarity? Well, I hope there is, but we won't know until tomorrow at around 9:30. But I think, who knows? I don't know. I hope that's the case. I hope we do learn from playing. I mean, I think that we really learned from playing Union. I remember that, and we really learned. We got our butts kicked a little bit against Ohio State. I don't know if you remember that in console. I mean, I remember looking at the clock. I think shots were 12-1 at one point, and and I don't know if they took their foot off the gas or we adjusted and learned, and I certainly remember Friday night at Kohl Center getting beat 5-0, and PJ was by far the best player on the ice. And I think they outshot us 52-17, something like that. And I think that you would, whether it's learning or adjusting, I mean, I think we did that, so I hope that's this type of situation, but we won't know until tomorrow.